Good evening. I am Taylor Meek, Stilwell High School Student Council Vice President. On behalf of Stilwell High School administration, faculty, and student body, I want to offer a warm welcome to our guests, the Broken Bow Savages, to the James Bradley Field. I also want to thank our Stilwell Indian fans for coming out tonight to support our players. At this time, would you please stand as my co-student council members, Easton Latta and Macy Sawney, present the flag, and December Noisewater and Madison Eagle sing the national anthem.
Are you doing all right tonight?
Doing good.
How's the champ?
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang away, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our love is still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing as the Stilwell High School student body has requested a moment of prayer to be led by Molly Hill, a junior at SHS.
Let's all bow. Dear Jesus, thank you for this day and the beautiful weather you've blessed us with. Please watch over all the athletes as they play their game and let it glorify nothing but you. I pray safe travels home over everyone here. We praise you and we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the game.
Your captains for tonight's game for the Indians, number 2, Noe Aveneda, and number 5, Jeremiah Noisewater. For the Broken Bow Savages, number 6, Alvin Chavez, and number 2, Cameron Hopkins. Officiating crew this evening, Marty Hughes, Ronnie Neal, Mark Boynton, Ty Phillips, Wyatt Bowers. Stilwell's one toss elected to defer to the second half, which means the Savages will be receiving the ball at the start of the game.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stilwell Indian Football. We are at James Bradley Memorial Athletic Park for the third week in a row. This is the fourth week of the season. The Indians come in with a record of 1-2, and the Savages haven't played since week 0 and come in with a record of 0-1. They lost to McAllister. The series history, Broken Bow leads the series history with 19 wins and only 2 losses. One of those losses was the famous 1990 loss where Stilwell broke the Savages, the number 1 ranked
For the game tonight,
Savages.
we'd like to remind everyone, please wear your mask at all time unless actively eating or drinking. We'd like to ask all spectators, please maintain social distancing as much as possible. At the conclusion of tonight's ball game, we ask that fans on the visitor side of the field please exit out of the north gate. Also, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we ask only players, coaches, and athletic training staff to be on the field. Thank you, and everyone, we'd like to keep this season for both teams as long as possible. Please, let's do our part to make this happen.
As I was saying, the Indians won the 1990 game 23-6. Broken Bow was ranked number 1 in the state, and we're the defending state champions. It was week 10 of the season, and the Indians won that one and snapped the Broken Bow losing streak, which came after 2 losses, 1998, 1988, and 1989 against the Savages in the quarterfinals of the state playoffs, which that 1990 game didn't make up for losing those quarterfinal games, but it really was a nice win. The Indians also won in 2014 in overtime, 20-14. Both wins came here at James Bradley Park. Here come the Indians.
Taking the field will be your Stilwell Indians. The Indians are led by Coach Don Harrison, Kelsey Snow, Derek Kennedy, Chris Henry, Mike Randolph, Zach Self, and Cannon Duncan.
Cheerleaders for this year. I had a list of their names, but I forgot to bring it. But I will do that next week at homecoming and let you know their names. Get them some credit this year. Broken Bow won the Stilwell actually won the toss, and they elected to defer. And the Savages will be receiving. We'll watch Broken Bow enter the field.
Taking the field now will be the Broken Bow Savages. Savages led by head coach Glenn Green, Justin Lasser, Ty Watkins, Zach Gator, and Duncan Lee. Or Deuce Lee, sorry.
Glennis Ring, a former assistant for Craig Benson down at Duncan. Benson, of course, was the Stilwell assistant coach in 1988 and 89, the offensive coordinator, and the head coach in 2006 and 2007. And it was in 2007 when he helped Stilwell break the 30-game losing streak against Sallisaw, and that was also the last time the Indians went to the playoffs.
Martinez is set to kick for the Indians.
Caden Martinez ready to kick it off for the Indians. We'll go to the scoreboard.
Deep in the return spot for the Savages, number 1.
Which I'm gonna have to fix. It's a high kick. It's taken a fair catch by number 15 at the 42-yard line.
That's going to be declared by number 15.
I believe I've got the camera fixed now.
Going to be 1st and 10 for the Savages.
Stilwell comes out, their starting defensive lineup, Justin Chronister, Uriah Flynn, and Briar Thurber are your defensive linemen. Quarterback for Broken Bow hands off to number 24, and that is
Ja'Cory Neal.
he gets about 5 yards. Ball is at the 49-yard line. Number 1 in motion, that's C.J. Whitfield. They hand off to him. He goes around the left side, and he's got lots of running room. He cuts it back. He's going to clear, and he's going to score. He's at the 10-5, and a penalty called. A penalty flag on the play, but we'll see what it is. A touchdown for Broken Bow, but let's see what the call is. That would be a 51-yard touchdown if it is allowed.
Looks to be a block in the back against the Savages.
Illegal block against Broken Bow. Getting back to the defensive lineup for the Indians. Linebacker Adam Brown. Linebacker Noe Avellaneda. Garrett Catra and Jeremiah Noisewater at linebacker. Lance Chukalate, Cutter Sheets, Kanan Mink, and Jace Cabness are in the defensive backfield. Chandler Fleming is the quarterback for the Savages. He's in the shotgun. He hands off again to Jacoby. Jacoby Neal gets to the ball is at the 28-yard line, and he gets to about the 26.
Met the line by number 52, Adam Brown, number 2, Noe Avellaneda. Going to be 2nd and 7 for the Savages.
Second down and 8. Takes a snap, hands off to Neal again. He's tackled by number 52, and that is...
Neal will carry.
I'm looking at the wrong roster. Number 52 is Adam Brown, the linebacker. So in 2 plays, the Savages are just halfway to where they want to be. It's going to be 3rd down and 5, ball on the 24 of the Indians. Chandler Fleming again in the backfield. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Fakes the handoff. He takes it himself, and it's Brown again on the tackle. Right away, he doesn't get the first down. He gets about 2. So it's going to be 4th down and 2, so he gets 3 yards. So it's going to be 4th down and 2. And
looks to be 4th and short for the Savages.
Close to 1. Chandler Fleming, 5 yards deep in the backfield. Snap. Now they're looking towards the sidelines for the play. Fleming goes to his line, calls out the play. He gets the snap, he takes it himself, and he is stopped, and he is not going to make the first down. Noe, Chukalate, Brown,
brought down by 55, Briar Thurber. That'll be a turnover on down for the Savages.
And the Indians will take over with 9:40 left in this first quarter. So a good defensive stand after a possible touchdown is negated by a penalty. For the Indians, the offensive line, Carson Bullock, Nick May at left and tackle and left guard. Noe steps in motion, and it's going to be a penalty against Stilwell. Rest of the line, Briar Thurber to the center. Right guard is Kyler Robertson. Right tackle is Landon Robertson. The quarterback, Chase Stevens. Running back, Noe Avellaneda. Ethan Richards at tight end. Another whistle stops the play. The rest of the receivers for the Indians are Catron Noisewater and Lance Chukalate. And the referees are going to say nothing. It's still 1st and 10, so they just blew the whistle. Nothing happened on that play. Stevens back, gets a snap, throws over the middle. It's complete. Looks like that's Ethan Richards, and it is.
Stevens pass complete to number 25.
It's going to be to about the close to the 24. It's going to go to the
2nd and 6 Stilwell.
And it is at the 24-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Nice little pass on the slant over the middle. Stevens takes a handoff, and that is the running back and
Football
35,
carry brought down by number 53.
Toby Philpott,
Supposed to be no gain
on
for
the carry
Indians.
for the Indians.
36.
3rd down and 6. So the freshman getting some action early on here in this game. Noe goes back in at running back. We've got Chukalate and Catron out to the right. Noisewater and Richards to the left. Thurber and the offsides as motion is called. That's number 65. He was on the move, and another illegal procedure for the Indians. They're second tonight and second on this drive, and that's going to push them back 5 yards.
It'll be false start against the Indians. Going to back them up 5.
Ball will be at the place to the 18-yard line.
For Stilwell.
Referee lets the clock roll. Stevens in the backfield at quarterback with Noe. Stevens back to pass. He's looking, he's scrambling, still looking. He fumbles the football, and Broken Bow has it, and it's going to be placed around the 3 or 4 yard line.
There'll be a fumble on the play, recovered by number 53, Rollins.
53 recovers the fumble,
Supposed to be first and goal. for
according to
Savages.
Ron Littlejohn. And 53 is Dawson Robbins. And I was off on where the ball is. It's hard to see from this vantage point when you get deep into the west side of the end zone of the field, and the ball is at the 8 rather than the 3. Running back goes in motion. He hands it off to Jacoby Neal, though. He's pushing forward, and he may be in.
Neal around the right side across the line for a
And they
touchdown.
say he is. Touchdown, Broken Bow Savages. Jacoby Neal on the run. And let's see who's going to do the kicking here. In the McAllister game, it was number 80. And indeed, it is 80. AZ Zaragoza. Chandler Fleming, the holder, the deep snapper, is Coda Yanez. Waiting for the snap. Stilwell jumps off sides, unless they were drawn. No, it is going to be an offsides illegal motion on the Savages, so they get pushed back. The ball will be at the 8. And that makes the kickoff the extra point a little harder. But Zaragoza has a good leg. Waiting for the snap. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 8:05 left in the first period, Broken Bow leads 7-0. Here's a look at, take a look at the fans down here. There's Tony Davidson, former head coach at Watts. His wife is the former Sky Hume, who was the Strawberry Queen, is the rest of the Indian crowd. And once again, we get a look at the Indian Head logo at midfield. And we will go back to the clock. As Zaragoza gets ready to kick off. The Savages fake in the onside, then they get back in kick formation. Zaragoza approaches the ball. He kicks it. It's a short kick. It's going to be taken at the 27-yard line. And I think that's number 20. And that is...
Ball's returned by number 20, Blaine Holloway.
Thank you, Ron. Blaine Holloway. Number 20 is Blaine Holloway.
First down. Looks to be on the 34-yard line.
First down for the Indians at the 34. They didn't do poorly last time on offense. That shot themselves in the foot twice with 2 procedure penalties. And another whistle blows. Let's see what this is all about. And they're moving the ball to the other hash mark. The north hash mark on the field. The far hash mark north near the Savage sideline. Man, a lot to do about nothing there. Stevens takes the snap, hands off to Noe. He's got a lot of room, and he gets out across the 40 to about the 41.
To the left side.
Now they're gonna. Oh,
good for about 5 yards. Second and 5.
Boy, I don't know how they didn't mark across the 40 because it looked to me like he got there. His knee had to have touched the touchdown because they marked it at the 39. Phillips in the backfield now. He takes the handoff. He cuts inside, and he gets to what I think this time is the 42. And let's see where they'll spot at the 41.
On the left side.
So it's third down and 3. Ball at the 41-yard line of the Indians. Stevens in the backfield. He gets number 45 moving in at tailback at tight end to block. That is Dylan Jordan. Indians in the I formation now. Pitch back to Philpott. And he's going to get stacked up. He's not going to get any yardage. The Indians went with the I formation there with Zach Kirkland at fullback and Kobe Philpott.
4th and 10 for the Indians.
But it didn't work, and it's going to be 4th down and 3. Jeremiah Noisewater looks to stay in as the rugby-style kicker, and in this case, that means Briar Thurber stays in as the center. Noisewater kicks it away. Nice kick. It wobbles. It's taken by Whitfield at the 16-yard line, and he's chased down. He only gets 3 yards. He tries his hardest to find some running room over there on the visitor sideline, but he can't get to the 20. It's a 3-yard return for Whitfield, so the Savages take over at their own 19-yard line. 6:12 remaining in the first period. 7-0 Broken Bow. Chandler Fleming comes back in at quarterback. He is a senior. He's got 2 receivers on each side. Hands off to Neal. Neal has quite a bit of yardage. That's the carry, Neal. And he gets about 9.
Neal on the run. Brought down by number 28.
Let me make sure I got the right Neal. There are
Good
2.
for about 8 yards. Looks to be
There is Jacoby and there is Jacory, and this is Jacory that is the running back, Jacory. Chandler back to pass. He fires it to number 1. That's Whitfield. I believe it's Whitfield, and he is going to go. Touchdown, Broken Bow Savages. He's at the 5 and into the end zone. C.J. Whitfield, always a dangerous player. Chandler Fleming and he have got together several times in their career on touchdown passes, and they did it again. This one for 72 or so yards. So 13-0 for Broken Bow. And Zaragoza coming back in to do the kicking. Fleming doing the holding. That pass was just a slant pass over the middle. But Whitfield has amazing speed. That's C.J. Whitfield. He has another brother that's playing. Kick is up, and this one looks like it's going to go through the uprights and good. So with 5:33 left in the first period, the Broken Bow Savages lead 14-0.
I'd like to take this moment to recognize the Stilwell Athletic Department. Would like to take this moment to recognize and say special thanks to Mr. Gilstrap from the Turf Management class from the Indian Capital Career Tech for painting and striping the field. Thank you, Mr. Gilstrap's class.
The student section there. $14-0. The Broken Bow Savages over the Stilwell Indians. Indians lined up at their 50. Another fake onside. And this time they've got number 12 kicking. Let's see what this youngster's name is. Damian Bravo. Probably Johnny Bravo's brother. He gets off a longer kick. This one's taken and fumbled, but recovered again at about the 13-yard line. And I think it was number 25.
Holloway on the return for the Indians.
I can't think what it was.
Takes a dive for a couple more yards.
Ethan Richards.
Indians are to shut up shop on the 25.
Ethan Richards on the return. He gets out to the 25 from the 13. So a 12-yard return. Stevens in the backfield at quarterback with, looks like Noe. He hands off to Noe. He goes to the left side, but he's brought down quickly. And it'll be tough to even give him 1 yard on this.
Out and 8 around the left side. Brought down.
And they are going to give him 1 yard. One of the Neals makes a tackle.
Yard. 2nd and 9 for Stilwell.
Probably the one that I mentioned that wasn't the running back, because he does most of the defensive play. Handoff is to Noe, and he's tackled quickly in the backfield. He gets a loss on that one, gets nothing, gets a loss.
Down to the line.
And they're going to move it back to the
2 yards. 3rd and 11 for Stilwell.
24-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. So Stilwell not having much success running the ball here. The biggest play was the pass play to Richards on the first series. Stevens back at quarterback, gets the snap from Furr, rolls out to his left. He gets a pass away, but it's overthrown and incomplete. He was going for Ethan Richards.
Going to bring up 4th down for the Indians.
And that is incomplete, so it's 4th down. And we'll see who comes in to do the kicking this time for the Indians. It appears to be Noisewater again. Thurber will be the snapper. Jeremiah Noisewater, the senior, became the first player to pass for 1,000 and rush for 1,000 in the same season. Good punt by Noisewater. It hits and rolls to the 22-yard line. So a very nice kick.
Noisewater's going to boot it to about the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 Savages.
Possibly a 54-yard punt on that one. I'm just doing the math in my head, and you can never trust that. But a very, very good kick by Noisewater. So the Savages with Chandler Fleming come back out onto the field. They were stopped once, but they have scored on their last 2 possessions and a penalty on the first possession. stopped him on that one. Chandler Fleming back to pass, being rushed. He has to scramble, and he is brought down by Carson Bullock. And number 9, Cutter Sheets.
Brought down by number 75.
So
Carson Bullock.
second down and 8. The ball is at the 24. Fleming takes the handoff to Neal, and he gets across the 25 out to the 26-yard line.
Yards brought down by number 2, Noe Alvineda. Looks to be 3rd and 6.
Third down and 6 yards for Broken Bow. Chandler Fleming, perhaps the grandson of the great Art Fleming, is at quarterback for the Savages. Art Fleming, of course, the original host of Jeopardy on television. C.J. Whitfield goes in motion. They give him the ball. There is a flag down. He's going to be tackled after he would get the first down if he gets the yardage, but there is a penalty on the play.
Whitfield on the carry around the left side. Right out of bounds.
Whitfield got to the 31-yard line. They're saying the 30-yard line is where they're going to mark it, which actually would be a 4th down. So he didn't get the first down, and they're marching it back against the Savages and marching it back 10 yards. So I think we're going to see a holding call here.
They'll be holding against the Savages. Looks to back him up 10 from the spot of the foul.
We'll move the ball to the 15-yard line. 3rd down and 16. Chandler Fleming and Neal in the backfield. Chandler Fleming going back to pass. He fires it downfield, and it's incomplete. He overthrew his receiver. His intended receiver was number 13.
Bring up 4th down for the Savages.
And 13 is Trenton Owens. So the Savages will probably have to punt here for the first time. And we'll see who the punter is in the game film from McAllister. It was number 13, Trenton Owens. They're going with number 10 in this one, Coda Yanez. Yanez kicks it. Oh, a nice kick over to the head of the Indian receiver and downed at the 44-yard line of Stilwell. It went over Cutter Sheets' head. He didn't dare touch it. Did the wise thing, stayed away from it. Didn't get that much of a roll. This is a good punt nonetheless. Stilwell takes over at the 39-yard line. They're on 39. 2:35 left in the first period. Stevens back at quarterback. Noe stands to his right. 3 receivers to his right. Fake to Noe. Pass is complete on a slant pass over the middle. And that is number 25, Ethan Richards again.
Looks to be a gain without 8 yards.
8-yard gain. 2nd and 2, ball on the 47-yard line. Nice slant pass. And Stevens' 2 completions have been to Richards. Hand off to Noe. He gets the first down, trying to get more, but he's wrapped up. And he's still trying to get yardage. He gets into Broken Bow territory, and the ball is at the Broken Bow 48-yard line. First down for the Indians. And I believe that's their first of the game.
Led by number 10, Yanez.
Stevens looking at the sideline. He's got Noe in the backfield. He's got Philpott at tight end. Philpott goes in motion. Stevens takes a snap, hands off to Noe, and he's brought down, and he gets to the 44-yard line, so a gain of 5. Nice little run up the middle by Noe.
Down by a couple of Savages, number 53, Dawson Robbins.
2nd down and 5 for the Indians. They're in the Savage territory for the first time tonight.
2nd and 4 for Stilwell.
And the clock is correct. They move it to the 43, so 2nd down and 4. Fake handoff. Pass is overthrown. Fake handoff to Noe. Pass to the visitor sideline, the left side to Jeremiah Noisewater is incomplete.
3rd and 4 for
And
the
it's going to
Indians.
be 3rd down and 4. Chukalate and Holloway check into the game at receiver. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Noe gets the call, and he gets up the middle, and he gets the first down. I believe they're going to give him the first down. It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to give him to the 38-yard line. Could call it the 37. First down for the Indians. And the clock says 37, and I'm going to agree with that. It's closer to the 37-yard line than the 38. Thurber under center. Stevens 5 yards back. Noe to his left. It's a pass. It is complete to Noisewater, and he's out of bounds at about the 30. That's where they will spot it. So a 7-yard gain for Noisewater.
Noisewater's going to be good.
Indians on the move. He went out of bounds on that play.
3 for the Indians.
2nd down and 3. Clock stops, 33 seconds left in this first period. They are in the I formation now. Hand off to Philpott, and he doesn't get anything. No gain. Kirkland at fullback.
Number 61. Aiden Coley.
And Colby Philpott, the tailback.
Going to be 3rd and 5 for Stilwell.
They're going to stay in there. Or they're going to let they are going to let the time run off on the clock. So they are marching their way toward the sidelines at the end of one period. The Indians are on the move, but the Savages lead 14-0.
During this time, we'd like to remind everyone, please keep your mask on unless actively eating or drinking, and please remain social distant as much as possible. We like to keep this year for both teams as long as possible. Thank you.
Cheerleaders throwing what appear to be water bottles. Well, some of them have water bottles and some of them have... Oh, and there's a play on the field. Kobe Philpott up the middle, and he gets down to the red zone inside the 10. And they'll mark it at the... Looks like they're wanting to mark it at the 9. First down for the Indians. It was a straight handoff in that I formation with Kirkland doing the blocking. Now they go back to the spread with Noe at the running back. He fakes the handoff to Noe, throws it in the end zone. Touchdown for the Stilwell Indians. Stilwell Indians touchdown. And it's number 25. And there you can see the smoke from the, that's all I could get. Ethan Richards on the touchdown reception. And the kick is no good.
No good. After round, your score is Stilwell Indians 6. Broken Bow Savages 14.
Now I try to work to fix the camera here. 14-6 with 11:33. That was a pass to the left side of the Indians offense. It went to the south corner, the southwest corner of the end zone, where Ethan Richards was wide open. But the kick was missed, but the Indians are within 8 now at 11:33. And let's see, that would be touchdown number 5 on the season for the sophomore Chase Stevens. And Corbin Martinez to kick off for the Indians. Usually Whitfield is the man deep, and he's not. I think Stilwell was offsides on that kickoff. Illegal procedure is what they're going to call. So movement of some sort that the ref didn't like. Called on Stilwell. And the ball will go back 5 yards. False start. And Martinez will tee it up again. That was a short kick. And we'll see what the kick looks like this time. Probably need to go deeper on this one. It's a little pooch kick taken at the 33 by number 13, and he is tackled by Cutter Sheets, brought down at the 45, and 13 is the...
13, Trenton Owens brought down at the 45. By number...
Trenton Owens. I wanted to say Terrell Owens, but I don't think Terrell Owens is playing out here tonight. Ball is at the 45-yard line of Broken Bow, so Savages take over there. And I forgot to say a while ago on the touchdown, that's also a Stilwell Indian first down. So a good drive for the Indians as they make the score 14-6 with 11:26 to play now after the kickoff. Ball at the 45-yard line of Broken Bow. Chandler Fleming takes a snap, goes back to pass, being rushed quickly, but he's got the pass away, and it goes to number 2, and he gets a lot of running room at the visitor sideline. He's tackled finally by number 6, and that is Jace Cavanis. Number 2 is Cameron Hopkins, and he gets a first down for the Savages all the way into Indian territory at the 33-yard line. So a first down for Broken Bow in Indian territory. They have lots of offensive weapons. Snap goes to Fleming, and he hands it off to Neal, the running back Neal.
Neal on the carry, brought down,
and he gets about 8 yards, maybe 7.
Going to be good for 8 yards.
And again, Ronnie says 8. That was my original thought. 8 yards. Ball at the 25. And flags down now as the referees blow their whistles. Illegal procedure on the Savages.
Ball started with Broken Bow.
So that will move them back.
We're going to back them up 5 from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
5-yard penalty for Broken Bow. Ball at the 30-yard line now of the Indians. 10:29 left. 14-6. Chandler 5 yards into his back. Hand off to Whitfield as Whitfield goes in motion, and he cuts towards the visitor sidelines, Broken Bow sideline, and he gets out of bounds. See where they mark it. It's going to be a short gain. Actually, once they mark the ball, he stepped out of bounds pretty quickly. They're on that far hash mark, so Whitfield didn't have a lot of room to run, and it's going to be at the 26-yard line. So a gain of 4, I believe. Chandler Fleming with Neal in the backfield. 2 wide receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. Number 5 goes in motion, fake handoff, and a handoff to Neal, and good defense on the Indians. That is Jeremiah Noisewater read that one perfectly and burst it into the backfield to make the tackle. So that's a loss, and it's going to be 4th down for the Savages, and they're looking to see what they want to do here. They're facing 4th down. They are 0 for 1 on 4th downs against Stilwell. Pass is incomplete as number 2 had it, but it went through his hands, and that is Hopkins. Hopkins couldn't corral the ball in, and the Indians take over.
He's going to set up shop on the 26-yard line. 1st down.
And as Ron said, 1st down for the Indians at the 26. 9:40 left, a touchdown here, and a 2-point conversion could tie the game. Having to get the chains set here. And they're going to call a official's timeout, as it looks like the chains are tangled up. And I'll get a shot over here and see if we can see what the problem is. Well, the problem is it's out of focus.
And Calvary Southern Baptist Church for feeding the football boys for the last 3 home games. Thank you to everyone who's been feeding the boys for our games.
So there's the problem. And I'll take a break, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, it took about 4 hours, but they finally got the chains untangled, and we are back to play. 2nd down and 20, 1st down and 10 for the Indians at the 26. Handoff is to
Adam Phillips up the right side.
Adam Phillips.
By number 63.
6 pounds at the mama.
Xavier Walker.
She's at 6 pounds.
This will be a gain of about 3 seconds.
3-yard gain to the 29. It didn't take 4 hours or whatever I said, just a little bit. Stevens under center, pitches it to Philbot. Philbot's got some room with it, and there's a penalty coming down. So this is coming back. He gets close to the 35-yard line, but penalty is going to call this one back. It's going to be a holding on the Indians. 10-yard penalty for Stilwell. And that hurts, as that was a good run by Philpott and unexpected by the Savages. Pushes the ball back to the 19-yard line. And that makes it 2nd and 17. 9:03 remaining in the first half. Snap back to Phillips. He's back to pass. Throws. He's got a man. It's complete to Ethan Richards. See if they give momentum to the 30, which is where, and they're not going to give him anywhere close to the 30. He caught it at the 30, but they're not going to give him the.
Number 1, Whitfield.
Well, they are going to give him to the 29. So it's going to be closer than where that one referee was going to mark it.
It was the 3rd and 8 for the
Referee. Yeah, that's my opinion, though, not the school's. So. Phillips, Stevens at quarterback, Thurber to the center, Noe to the right. And it's a bad snap, and it's picked up by Noe, and he's got some room, and he gets to the, let's see, we'll mark it close to the 30. Looks like it's probably going to be the 29 again. And
picked up by Alvineda.
That one saved the day because the snap was not expected by the quarterback Stevens. He was looking back at Noe, and the ball, Noe was looking at Stevens, and the ball went between the both of them, and Noe picked it up. I would say he picked it up about the 17-yard line and was able to run it. That would be a gain of 12 yards on the recovery. There's an injured Broken Bow player on the field. He's limping off. He's given a good hand by the Stilwell fans, and of course the Broken Bow fans too. Second down, and fourth down. I keep looking at the quarter instead of the down, but it's fourth down, and ball is on the 30. And Noisewater will be back in punt formation. He is 8 yards deep as the punter, and he uses the rugby style punt. He goes out to his right. He fakes the throw. He's got Ethan Richards open. He's got Ethan Richards open into Broken Bow territory. They're going to say he went out of bounds at the 50, but it's a big play for the Indians. A gain of 20. Nice call and a daring call by Coach Harrison and the whole Indian coaching staff. First down for the Indians. And Richards was wide open. He's having a good game receiving tonight. Hand off to Phillips. He's got some room. He's out to the 44-yard line. So a gain of, and I think we have a penalty holding on Stilwell. So
on the right side.
Moves it back.
Good for a gain, brought down by 53.
And the Indians have
be a flag on the play.
Been plagued by penalties tonight. That's a shame. That was a 6-yard gain by number 24, Adam Phillips. But now it's first down and 20 at the Broken Bow 40. Stevens back to pass. He's looking, he's going to throw it. Did they give him they do give him the catch. Jeremiah Noisewater gets a foot in. He makes the catch in Broken Bow territory at the 48-yard line. Very nice catch and a very good throw. Very good pocket presence by Stevens as the Indians are now in Broken Bow territory at the 48.
You're blocking the driveway. Please go move your car. Gray Kia Soul.
And there's going to be a timeout charge to Broken Bow. They're not liking what they're seeing on these last two Stilwell offensive possessions. The crowd likes it. 7:55 left in the first half. The band is playing Go Big Red. Let's see if I can get as good a shot as I can of them. Ball at the Broken Bow 48-yard line. That makes it second down and 8. Stevens back in the shotgun. Noe to his, and the jump offsides. The Savages do. A good little staggered count by Stevens draws the Savages offsides. Ball moves to the 43. 5-yard penalty for the Savages. Second down and 3. Noe to the right. 3 receivers to Stevens' left. Jeremiah to his right. He throws it to Noe. Noe's got it. Completion and a first down for the Indians out to the 35-yard line. He bobbled the ball at first, but then corralled it in, and he gets to they're going to mark it at the 36-yard line. So it's a first down for the Indians at the 36-yard line. Second period, Indians on the move. And again, they jump off sides. Broken Bow is having trouble. And that is something we saw there that the coaches saw in the game film. McAllister gave them a lot of trouble with the snap count, drawing them off sides. And Phillips is in the backfield, but Stevens is taking advantage of that. The Indians are taking advantage of that. Stevens at the quarterback. He goes back to pass. He's looking. He's not finding anybody. He's still got some room, and he's going to be pass interference will be called on Jeremiah Noisewater, as boy, the patience and awareness. I mean, Stevens does not look like a sophomore throwing the football. His pocket awareness, he gets the ball out there, throws it, sees Jeremiah Stevens, and he's able to draw the foul, draw the penalty on pass interference. And let's see where they'll mark it to. Listen to the crowd.
Going to be 15 yards from the spot of foul. First down, Stilwell.
First down, Indians at the 16-yard line. Make that the 15. Ball is actually at the 15-yard line. Phillips in the backfield. Here comes Stevens. And it is incomplete, as he had to. The reasons I said here comes Stevens is I was wanting to hear here comes a rusher. Stevens just about got hit, blindsided, but he got the throw away. It was for Ethan Richards near the end zone, and it was incomplete. Second down and 10, ball at the 15. 7:21. Stevens has Noe to his right, two receivers, hands off to Noe. He's got a hole. He gets to the 5, and he'll be brought down there, and that should be a first down. And it is, they say, first down and goal for the Indians.
That's we get for Stilwell Indian. First down.
They're going to say it's at the 4-yard line. So Noe runs to the 4. 7:01 left in this first half. We got the I formation in. It's Philpott. He gets maybe a yard. He's wrapped up very quickly. Broken Bow has read that I formation well. They've studied the game films. Noe coming back into the game. Ethan Richards coming back into the game. Richards goes to the right along with Noisewater. Philpott is at tight end. Noe is to the right of Stevens. Hand off to Noe, and he is tackled, and he gets maybe a loss of a yard.
He brought down around the left side by number 24, Neal, and 53.
Loss of a yard. Third down and
third and goal.
You're gonna mark it at the 4. It's gonna be at the 4-yard line. Third down and goal at the 4. Stevens under center. Back to pass. He's got a man. It's incomplete as it went out, in and out of, I believe, Noisewater's hands.
Bring up fourth down.
And we'll see what the Indians will do here. Noe comes into the game. Ethan Richards comes into the game. Noisewater goes out to the left. The right. Stevens at quarterback. Indians going for it here. Fourth down and goal at the 5. Snap. And the ball is handed to Philpott. Stilwell Indian touchdown. And we've got a near tie. So the Indians don't let a 14-0 deficit early get to them, and they've cut it now to 14-12. The Indians are going to go for two. 5:46 left in this first half. Noe to the left. Stevens back to pass. He throws it, and it's incomplete, and no flags, incomplete, and no good on the extra point. So, with 5:46 left in the first half, it's the Broken Bow Savages 14 and Stilwell 12. Couple of nice drives on their last possessions. The big play was that fourth down pass by Noisewater to Ethan Richards for, I think it was 20 yards. I think it was from the 30 to the 50. Nice call, and just a lot of great effort by the Indians, and not giving up after the early 14-0 deficit. This is a different ball club. This is a good ball club this year, and they're giving Broken Bow a fight. Martinez will be set to kick off, and the Indians overcame a couple penalties on that drive too. Finally, somebody gets a ball into Martinez. Sets his tee down to 40, and he sets the ball on the tee. Now he goes back to his huddle, and now I'm really doing too much play-by-play, letting everybody know just exactly what is happening. Now he's set the kick. Here it comes. It's a short kick taken at the 34-yard line by number 13 and taken out near the 45. I think they're going to give him around the 46. Make it to 47.
Trenton Owens for the return. The Savages brought down by number 6, Jace Tavenis.
There's number 13.
Gonna be first down for the Savages.
Trenton Owens. Ball is at the
Ball will be set up on
47-yard line. Stilwell's defense has looked good since the first couple of drives. A snap is low. Fleming having fumble. He fumbles it. Chandler Fleming fumbles it. Jace Cavness on the recovery. The snap was low, and Chandler Fleming had to pick the ball up and had to run, and then he fumbled it, and it was recovered by Cavness, and I just let the fans go ahead and didn't talk over them. You can't do that. It's too much noise. So Broken Bow takes another timeout. 5:31 to play. In the first half.
We'd like to remind everyone, please maintain social distancing as much as possible and keep your mask on unless actively eating or drinking. At the end of tonight's game, visitors fans, please exit out the north gate behind you. And unless you are an athlete, coaching staff, or athletic training staff, stay off the field at the end of tonight's game. Thank you.
We get back to game action. Noe to the left of Stevens. Philpott to the right. Two receivers. It's a fake handoff to Noe, but Stevens is rushed hard and hit and brought down at the 47-yard line of the Indians. So the blitz came on and wasn't picked up, and a loss for the Indians of 7. Ball at the Stilwell 48-yard line. 5:03. 5 minutes now left to play. In this first half, Stevens in the shotgun. Noe to his right. Two receivers to each side. Being chased again, having to throw it quickly. He had too much pressure and he had to throw it over the head of Noisewater. Noisewater was coming in to help, but Stevens had to get it away or he was going to be sacked again. So the Indians now have 3rd down and 17. Stevens with Noe to his right. 2 receivers on either side. Thurber with the snap back. Stevens has some time. Now he's rushed and now he's going to be brought down. They're going to whistle him down. Whistle the play dead. His forward momentum was stopped. And it's going to be another sack. This one to the 42 or 43, depending on where Ron wants to spot it, or the scoreboard wants to spot it. To 37. Yeah, I'm going the wrong. I always go the wrong way. It's not the 43, it's the 37. So Noisewater into punt again. 7 yards deep. He gets the snap. He kicks it away. Nice kick. And it goes out of bounds. And let's see where they mark it out of bounds. They're going to say at the... They're still marching it back. It's going to go inside the 20, between the 25 and 30. They're going to mark it to about the 27 or 26. Well, they tossed it to the referee, but he muffed the toss, and so I'm still waiting on where they're going to place the ball. I believe they're going to place it to 26. 3:54 left. Momentum on the Indian side. Savages can't be happy with blowing that 14-point lead. The Indians are happy that they came back, kept their heads up, and are back in this game. Quick pass now, and it is intercepted by number 3, Garrett Catron. That was, let me see if I can get number 55. Briar Thurber was rushing on that play. He was about to sack Chandler Fleming, and he forced Fleming to throw early, and the ball was thrown quickly and intercepted by Garrett Catron at the 29-yard line of the Indians. And first down for the Indians. Back-to-back turnovers. Let's see if the Indians can cash in on this one. Stevens hands off to Phillips, and he gets about 7 or 8. He went over to the right side of the line,
Adam Phillips on the run up the right side,
where the Robertson boys are.
2nd and 4 for the Indians.
2nd down and 4, gain of 6. Richards now to Stevens' right. 2 receivers on the left side. Fake handoff. Throwing. Jeremiah drops it. Just a little bit out of his hands. A little bit in front of him, but could have made the reception possibly. But goes down to 3rd down and 4. And we are in 4-down territory, I would have to think. Noisewater goes over to the right side. Phillips in the backfield to the left. And they're not going to call it, but Broken Bow looked like they went over the line of scrimmage again. And a timeout is called by the Indians, I believe. Boy, that was close to another offsides, but I guess he just didn't quite. He stopped himself before he got over the line of scrimmage, obviously, or it would have been a penalty, but they almost got caught again, and that would have given Stilwell a first down at the 18. But it was not to be. Timeout for the Indians. 3:13 left in this first half. And it's 14-12. The Savages in the lead, but the Indians have put the last 12 points on the scoreboard. Referee whistles the timeout to be done, and the Indian offense comes back onto the field. Thurber back at center, May at guard, Bullock on the left tackle, Robertson's on the guard and tackle on the right. Phillips in motion, back to pass, it's complete to Noisewater. Oh, and he fumbles the football, and it's going to be picked up at about the 1 yard line by Whitfield. That was a huge completion, but a big fumble. So,
for the Savages on the 9 yard line.
with the way the National High School Federation of High School Statistics Manual goes, you get the yardage to the point to where the fumble is picked up, and it went to the 1. So Jeremiah gets credit for the pass to the 1 yard line. But Broken Bow takes over at the 8. First down and 10. 3 minutes left to play in this first half. Ball is given to Neal up the middle, and for the first time in 2 plays, the Indians don't get the ball on a turnover.
Going to be a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd and 8.
2 yard gain. Ball at the 11. Gain of about 3, ball at the 11. I think it was at the 8, I believe they said. Fleming in the backfield. Neal is to his left. Fake handoff. Fleming takes it up the middle, not getting anything. He's brought down by a host of Indians. I can see number 52 Brown in there.
Fleming's going to call his own number on that play. Brought down by number 2, out of Laneda, and 52, Adam Brown.
Laneda and
35
Brown on the tackle on that one. Did a good job. 3rd down and 5. Fleming in the backfield. Looking at the sideline now, that Glennis Ring, his head coach. Neal shifts to the other side, shifts over to Fleming's right. He snaps his hands and he gets the ball, but he's going to be dropped down by Jeremiah Noisewater at the 15 yard line. And timeout, Stilwell. 1:32 left to play in this first half. 4th down for the Savages.
Going to be 4th down for the Savages.
And they bring up a punting situation. Stilwell will get the ball back. I'm going to take a break to get me some water. .132 left in this first half. Take a chance to show the Broken Bow fans. And I'll quickly get back to the scoreboard. Whoa. As the Savages come back into punt. The Indians are not believing in the punt. Kick is off, and it gets a Savage roll and goes to the 44-yard line of the Indians.
Savages punt's going to end about the 44-yard line. It's going to be a turnover and a first down.
40-yard punt for the Savages. Indians take over at their 44. 1:22 left. 14-12. in this first period, first half. Phillips in the backfield to the right of Stevens. Stevens rolling to his right. He finds Noisewater, complete, and it's a first down for the Indians at the Broken Bow 44-yard line. He stays in bounds, so they will, as soon as they get the chain set, the clock will start. Stevens is ready. Phillips is in the backfield, 3 receivers to the right. He's going to the right. He throws it, and it's caught. And it's number 88. And that's Christie. Dalton Christie gets 1 yard. Second down and 9. Phillips to the right of Stevens. Stevens back to pass. Gets a good throw away and falls incomplete. Short of Richards. 41 seconds left. Third down and 9.
Third and 9.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Indians try to utilize the speed of Jeremiah Noisewater or use him as a decoy. What will it be? Stevens with Phillips to his left. He gets a snap, back to pass. It is to Noisewater. He was held up at the line, but not illegally. That was a good play by the number 5 player for the Savages as he held the play up. And the Indians have fourth down now and 9. Noisewater checks into the game. Well, Noisewater's still in the game. He doesn't check into it, but Phillips comes out. Stevens comes out. Noisewater looking to punt, and he will punt, and he gets it away, and it's going to go out of bounds probably around the 17, somewhere inside around the 15 or the, looks like they're marking it about the 15.
About the 18-yard line.
No, 18 is where Ronnie Littlejohn says. So the ball is at the 18, 32 seconds left. Now the Indians here have to make sure that they don't allow a big play by Broken Bow and go into the locker room at 14-12. This has been a great second half. The Indians have been dominant since it was 14-0. Savages are have been on their heels, but some bad breaks for the Indians. Fleming sends Whitfield in motion. Whitfield with the ball. He's going to get to the outside. He gets a first down, but is brought down, and the clock is still, well, they got to stop the chains, but the clock is still running as he didn't get out of bounds. First down for the Savages, and they're going to spot it at the 31. Referees talking amongst themselves. Flag is called, and the way Stilwell is acting, it's on Stilwell. We'll see what the call is. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Stilwell.
Flag call can be against Stilwell.
So a 15-yard penalty marched off. And the ball will be at the 47-yard line of the Savages. First down and 10 there. 21 seconds left in this first half. Critical 21 seconds. Chandler Fleming back at quarterback. Number 14 in motion. He fakes the handoff, gives it to Neal. Neal's got some running room, and he's brought down after a first down for the Savages.
Neal up the gut, gets tripped out by an Indian.
He goes right up the middle.
First down.
Clock is running. And timeout now is going to be called by the Savages with 10 seconds left. 14-12. Savages lead over your Stilwell Indians. Fourteen seconds left. Ball at the 42 of the Indians. Snap back to Fleming. He's back to pass. He's going to go deep. He's got a man out there, and it's incomplete. And they are not going to call interference on the Indians, which is good. Or at least I feel like it's good. I don't know about the Broken Moe fans that are listening. 7 seconds left. 007. Fleming at quarterback. He's got receivers, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Whitfield goes in motion. They hand it to Whitfield, and he's going to be brought. No, he gets away. He's got some blocking out there, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds. But the first half is over. He gets to the He gets to the 27-yard line. Oh, I'm sorry. He gets to the 27-yard line, and we go to halftime. Broken Bow leads 14-12 over your Stilwell Indians.
We must all learn the COVID-19 playbook. Everyone has a role to play. Help teach lifetime values such as respect for one another and the COVID guidelines at Stilwell school events. Please, social distance. Wear your mask continually whether you are in the stand, at the concession stand, or on the ground or on the field. Please be aware. By not doing so, may be subject for removal from the game. Stilwell Athletics appreciates your support for these guidelines, as we want football season in all sports to be as long as possible for both teams participating to continue this school year. Thank you for adhering to the COVID-19 guidelines.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stilwell Band is taking the field. I didn't know they were going to do that, so here they are.
Hey, Greg, how's it going? Do you have a pen on you by any chance? Do you have a pen on you by any chance? Yeah. Thank
I'll take this moment to read some scores from around the state in Class 4A. And there's no surprises that, well, I just lost the, here we go. 4A. No surprises at all in our district, in Stilwell's district, 4A4. In the third, Fort Gibson leads Muldrow 30-0. Hodo over Hilldale 31-17 at the half. Salisaw and McLean, Salisaw up 10-6 in the second. And over in 4A3, Wagner, number 1 ranked Wagner leads Cleveland 35-0 at the half. Bristow 27-0 over Miami at halftime. Skiatook playing a close game against Catoosa. Skiatook playing a close game against Catoosa, 14-0. No score reported from Westville down in 3A. So that is it. At the halftime, Broken Bow 14, Stilwell 12. We'll be back. You're listening to Strawberry Capital Television Network. SCTV is on the air. Indians are back onto the field, so are the Savages as we get ready. 1:36 left before we start the second half. And the Indians, of course, go out of my camera range while I'm talking. There is a report on the Westville game. They're playing Locust Grove, and Locust Grove is ahead 20-0. And Locust Grove is being coached this year by Adam Neff, the former Stilwell Indian, and that would be his first win as a Locust Grove Pirate head coach. So Stilwell won the toss. They elected to defer, so they will get the ball to start the second half.
Hang in there!
The Indians are going to set up to receive, starting the second half.
Number 80 getting ready to kick off for the Broken Bow Savages. That's AZ Zaragoza. Run up to do the fake quick onside kick. Go up and go back and get ready to kick it deep, and it is taken at the, it is taken by number 20. And let's see where they mark it. He fell.
20, Holloway on the return.
Blaine Holloway
Ball to be brought down.
was number 20.
18,
Is number 20.
First down, Stilwell.
And he gets to the 17, was taken about the 15, and he had to dive to get it. So the Indians take over at the 17-yard line. First down and 10. Stevens in the backfield at quarterback. Hands off to number 35, Philpott, and he gets close to a first down. Think they may give him 9.
Number 9, Fleming. It'll be good for
And they will.
8 yards.
9-yard gain. Mark it at the 27. They're going to say 2nd and 2. So 8-yard gain. Handoff to Noe. And he gets about 1. So it's going to be a 3rd down and short.
Up the gut. It's going to meet the D line.
No, they'd say 1st down. 1st down for the Indians. 2-yard gain. Good enough for a 1st down for the Indians by Noe. Philpott is in the backfield. Kirkland, Zach Kirkland, is at fullback. Stevens under center. Thurber the center. Stevens takes the snap, gives it to Philpott. He goes up the middle, and he is tackled after a gain of about 4.
Philpott on the carry, brought down.
He goes right up the middle.
Looks to be good for about 2 yards. 2nd and 8 for the Indians.
Well, 2 yards. So I'm seeing things in double, I guess. And I said 4, and it was 2. Noe to the left of Stevens. He takes the handoff. No, Stevens fakes it. It's complete now to Noisewater, but a quick tackle out of bounds at the...
Stevens pass to Noisewater.
See where they're going to mark it to the 35-yard line.
Devin Colbert.
Number 7, Colbert, or he may prefer Colbert.
It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Indians.
And it's going to be 3rd down, 5 yards for the Indians at the 35. Stevens with Noe to his, and an offsides play again on Broken Bow as Stevens draws them off. The Indians doing a great job at that. That's the 3rd time tonight. And a 1st down for the Indians. Ball is at the 39-yard line for the Indians. Stevens back at quarterback in the shotgun. He hands off to Noe. Noe's got some running room up the middle to the 45, to the 50. And he's brought down to 50 by number 10, and he signals 1st down, Stilwell. Noe with an 11, 12-yard gain on that one into Broken Bow territory at the 49. Stevens with 2 men in the backfield. Back to pass. He's got a lot of time. Motioning for his receiver. He's got a man. It's Garrett Catron. And he's got it down to the 28-yard line. Maybe the 27. They will mark it at the 28. That'd be a 21-yard reception for Garrett Catron. Stevens had plenty of time on that one. The Indians have a couple of men in the backfield now blocking. Handoff is to Noe, and he's not going to get anything. He's wrapped up very quickly as he tried to go up the middle.
Ivan is going to bring it up the gut and met by the D line.
And they're going to give him a loss of a yard. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11. Ball at the 28. 9:07 left in this 3rd period. Ethan Richards checking back in along with Kirkland and Philpott. So it looks like we're going to the I formation again. Noe stays there in the backfield. And we're not going to the I formation. We're going to a different look for the Indians that we haven't seen this year. Handoff. No, fake handoff again. Going deep. He's got Jeremiah Noisewater in the end zone. Stilwell, Indians, touchdown. If they don't call offensive pass interference, which they may. They're going to call this one back. Offensive pass interference. Jeremiah pushed off on the defender. So this one comes back, much to the chagrin of the Indian fans. So that'll be see how many yards that is. That's a 15-yarder, I would guess. Boy, that was a beautiful pass, a beautiful spiral from Stevens to Noisewater. That would have been a 39-yard touchdown pass.
It's going to be backed up all the way from the line of scrimmage.
15-yarder. And the Indians have it at the 49-yard line. And it looked like they were ahead for a moment. Stevens, double handoff. No, he hands it off to number 35, Philpott. And he gets to the 40, and that was a play used earlier in this game. He gets to the 40, so it's a 4-yard gain.
4 yards, looks to be about 3rd and 18.
Third down, ball at the 44, third period, 8:15 left. Noisewater and Avellanado and Richards come in to the left side. Avellanado going to the backfield. Noe. Philpott at tight end. Stevens takes the snap, fakes, handoff, throws it, fires it deep to Noisewater, and it's complete to Noisewater. He's at about the 7-yard line as he juked his man and got under the receiver and made the catch. Beautiful athleticism on that play. And the Indians are looking good right now. And the Savages have to be wondering what is going on since they took that 14-0 lead. Indians have it first down and goal at the 7. Handoff to Phillips, and he's going to score. Still in the touchdown. He goes over to the left side between the tackles and the guard. Carson Bullock and Nick May, and the Indians have taken the lead in this ball game. And there go the fireworks. 3 shots of fireworks for the third touchdown of this game. 7:31 left, 18-14 now. The Indians in the lead. The Indians are going to go for 2. Stevens in the shotgun. Stevens takes it up the middle. He's going to get the still Indian conversion. He flicked the handoff. They bit on the play. They bit on the play. And Stevens took it in himself. The Indians with a 6-point lead, 20-14, with 7:31 left. And what a great drive to start this second half by the Stilwell Indians. Get my tripod fixed here again after the excitement. Just bend it down a little bit. There we go. Anyway, Stilwell 20, Broken Bow 14, 7:31 left to play in this third quarter. Here comes the kickoff, and it's a good one. It's going to be taken at the 20. He goes to the left side. He's got some room. He may go. He breaks it out to the 40, to the 45-40, 35-30, 15, 10-5. Broken Bow Savage touchdown. And we are tied just like that. An 80-yard touchdown return by number 18. And that is Kenyon Willis. And they have always got so much speed. And they were an extra point away from taking the lead. And a penalty is called. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was the ball. That was the ball being thrown to the, I saw the white of the ball on the stripe on the ball and thought it was a yellow flag. The extra point kick is down and it's blocked! By Jeremiah Noisewater. Jeremiah Noisewater just flew through the line right and block that. Well, hopefully we're back live. I mean, we're back here. I lost, something happened to the camera, but hopefully I didn't miss a play.
On the return, Indians brought down by number 12, Bobo.
The Indians scored on a touchdown
Indians gonna set up shop on the 30
pass.
First and 10.
No, it was a catch by Jeremiah Noisewater, and then a run by Adam Phillips, and a 2-point conversion by Stevens, and that made it 20-13, 20-14. Broken Bow ran the kickoff back 80 yards, and it was 20-20 with 7:09 left, and the extra point was blocked by Jeremiah Noisewater, and that's when the camera failed, so I'm not sure what I got and what I didn't get, but that's where we are right now. Stilwell 20 and Broken Bow 20, 7:09 left in the third period. Oh, the kickoff went to the 30-yard line, so where the Indians will take over. The student body is making a lot of noise. This crowd is pumped. 7:09 left, it's 20-20. Stevens will be at quarterback. He's got Noe to his left. He's got 3 receivers on his right and 1 to the left, and that is Noisewater. Fake to Noe, and it was to Noisewater, and it was just a little bit out of Noisewater's reach and incomplete. So second down and 10. They tried to get it to Noisewater. It's a good play call. Just couldn't quite make the catch. Stevens, Thurber at center. Stevens behind the center at quarterback. He's about 5 yards deep. Noe to his left, and he hands it off to Noe, and he's got some running room. He gets to the 30. I think they're going to put it at the 38-yard line. So they get closer to the first down. It'll be third down and 2 yards, says Ronnie Littlejohn. Ball at the 38. Need to get to the 40. Stevens. Offsides again for Broken Bow. The Indians make them jump.
That's going to be good pass and sticks.
So the 4th time tonight that the Indians have made Broken Bow jump, and that is something, as I mentioned in the first half, that is something that was seen on the game film and that happened with McAllister. Stevens under center, hands it off to Philpott. He spins around, but not going to get any yardage. Referee looks like he's wanting to spot him for a loss. And they do lose some yardage. Loses 2 yards. Indians go back to the shotgun. Stevens with Noe on his right. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Handoff is to Noe, and he can't get it. Number 53 makes a good tackle for the Savages. And the ball is at the 40, so no gain. Third down and 13. Kirkland and Philpott come back in as the fullback and the tailback. Stevens goes under center. Looks like Stilwell jumped offsides that time. And they do. That's motion. Illegal motion, not offsides. Motion. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Third and 18.
But Stilwell has actually excelled when they've had long yardage to go on the night. The Indians overcame a 3rd and very long on that last drive when they took the 20-14 lead. Stevens in the backfield. Noe to his left. Stevens back to pass, being rushed, throws it to Noe. Noe's got some room if he can get some blockers, and he does. He comes back to the 30, to the 27-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 29, but a big completion. That would be a big completion. I'm not going to do the math in my head right now. That was a big completion. That was over 30 yards. And that was to Noe, and he got a good block from Carson Bullock, among others. Handoff to Noe, and he twists and can't get back to the line of scrimmage. And the referees are stopping the play for a moment.
Looks like the runner's going to meet the line. 2nd and 10.
It's a 2nd down and 10. It's no gain, but I'm not sure what the referees are talking about. They're talking amongst themselves. Doesn't appear to be any flags on the play that I can see. They are going to say something. And then apparently they're just going to start. Couldn't understand what the referee was saying. Illegal substitution for Broken Bow is called. So, Stilwell has a 1st down and 5 at the 24 now. It's a 1st down and 5. Adam Phillips in the backfield. Stevens back to pass. He's going to run now, and he's going to get out of bounds. He's going to lose a yard or two. He's going to be at the 26-yard line, so a loss of 2.
Looks to be 2nd and
be. Well, they're saying 2nd down 6. It should be 2nd down 7 with a loss of 2. Ball. Well, the ball is at the 26. That's still a 2-yard loss. Anyway, I won't grovel. Stevens has Noe to the back. He's at his right, handoff to Noe. He goes up the middle. He's pushing his way forward. He gets to about the 23.
Up the middle. But he's met by number 65. Neal.
So not too big of a gain on that one. Ball at the 22-yard line, 3rd down and 3. And no doubt we're in 4-down territory here. Philpott and Kirkland. Kirkland at tailback, Philpott at H-back, Noe Avenada at tailback to Stevens right, and now he changes it and he shifts over. Stevens at quarterback, hands it, fakes the handoff. He's looking, he's got a man deep, and he's got the touchdown! Stilwell Indian touchdown, Ethan Richards, 22-yard touchdown. And the Indians are dominating this second half. It reminds me a lot of the Spyro game from 1988. The kick is up and it is good. So the kick is good by Winkler. Not Winkler, Martinez. And it is 27-20 with 3:54 left. That was a 22-yard touchdown pass from Stevens to Ethan Richards. I almost forgot who I said it was. And the Indians have outscored Broken Bow 27-6 since a 14-0 lead by the Savages.
When was the last time we beat Broken Bow? Was it 90?
2014, we beat them here in
2014?
overtime. Yeah. Sean Catron coming by to ask when the last time we beat Broken Bow was. He wants to beat them badly because of what happened in 1988 down there in the thunderstorm and tornado warning. Ball is taken at the 14-yard line, and it's got more room to run. He's going to be brought down, though. This is Whitfield. He's going to be brought down at about the 40-yard line. C.J. Whitfield from the 14 to the...
and number 10, Kirkland.
See if they mark at the 39 or the 40. The scoreboard clock says 39. But it's going to be right at the 40, exactly at the 40-yard line. So they have to get to midfield to get the first down. 3:43. Exciting game tonight. Not what Broken Bow expected. 27-20. And a play up the middle to Neal. And what happened there was the Indians were on the blitz, and had it not been a handoff, it would have been a great defensive play, but the handoff brought a lot of room. Second down and 1, so it'll be a 9-yard gain. Ball at the 49. Number 18 is in at running back for the Savages. Chandler Fleming still at quarterback. Handoff is to number 18, and he's brought down in the backfield, still trying to struggle and to fight to get away from the lineman, Briar Thurber, who had him down. He kept fighting, and that actually pushed him back even further. Oh, they're going to give him for the forward momentum now to the 44-yard line. So 3rd down and 6. Chandler looking toward the sidelines. They've got number 18 in at tailback now. And 18 is Willis. Chandler back to pass. He's being rushed. He's being chased now. He's going to get the first down, but he's going to be out of bounds. And a nice tackle there. We'll see who they credit it to.
Fleming on the scramble going to be good for a Savage first down. Brought down by number 5, Jeremiah Noisewater.
Jeremiah Noisewater gets him on the sideline.
1st and 10 on the 26.
Gets into Indian territory at the 46. 2:14 left in this 3rd period. Roll the clock, says the referee. Chandler Fleming gets the snap. He's trying to throw, but his receiver's not there. He's signaling for a man deep, and it's incomplete and almost intercepted. Actually, not a very good decision by Fleming to throw that ball, because he threw it into 3 deep coverage, but he overthrew his receiver. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 46 of the Indians. The clock stops with 1:51 left. Fleming hands off to number 18. He gets twisted down at the 40. And we'll wait for Ron to tell who that was that made the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4.
18. Willis on the run. Get for a few yards. 3rd down for the Savages.
Ball is at the 40. And they don't tell who made the tackle. Chandler Fleming looks to his sidelines. Clock running down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they get it. It's a snap. It's a low snap, and it's a fumble. But Chandler picks it up, but he is sacked in the backfield. Actually, not a sack because he wasn't going to pass, but he is tackled by number 50, Cedric Cooper. Cedric Cooper, number 50, made this tackle on that one, and the Savages look like they're going to punt. They're in formation to punt. The Indians send a back deep. Can't tell quite who it is yet. They get, oh, it goes off the side of his foot. It's a terrible, terrible punt. Garrett Catron covering his head so it doesn't hit him. And the ball rolls dead at the 30, 32 or 33. Call it the 32-yard line. So a 15-yard punt, and the Indians take over. And so far tonight, they have had their way in this second half. We'll see what happens here. Stevens at quarterback. He has Noe to his left. Two receivers. Hand off to Noe. He fights for some yardage. He keeps fighting, and he picks up a decent gain of about 4, and that's going to bring an end to the third period. So, with 12 minutes left to play in this ball game, the Stilwell Indians lead 27-20.
And the fourth quarter, your score is Stilwell Indians 27, Broken Bow Savages 12.
I'm sorry, my memory stick stopped there. There was a no gain on the play by Adam Phillips. It was a run. Stevens in the backfield, barking out the signals, takes a snap, throws quickly over the middle and incomplete, intended for Richards. And we'll see what the Indians will do now on a fourth down. 11-11, 1-1-1-1 left in this ball game. The Indians lead 27-20. Jeremiah Noisewater in the backfield for the punt. He does kick it away. It's a high kick, and it is going to be taken at the 34-yard line by C.J. Whitfield, and he's got a lot of room, and he's going to be brought down in Stilwell territory at the 35-yard line. So a heads-up play called the 36, as the Indians did not expect him to make the return. They thought he was going to let it roll dead, but he grabbed it, and he's got such tremendous speed. But the Indians are a touchdown ahead with 10:51 left in the game. Crowd doing the tomahawk chop. Fleming at quarterback. Neal is back in the backfield now. Runner in motion. That's Whitfield on the handoff, but he's not going to get anything. And there's a penalty flag on the play. Number 50, Cooper again makes the tackle. And there is a flag on the play. And we'll see what this is all about.
And number 50, Cedric Cooper.
And they are signaling a hold against Broken Bow. And will it be accepted or declined? Block in the back, says Ronnie Littlejohn. Referee explaining it to Coach Harrison, and he will decide whether or not to accept this. It was a loss of about 5 on the play, maybe 6. Coach Snow comes in and says declined the penalty.
The Indians elect to
Second
decline
down.
the penalty.
And the ball is at the 43-yard line, so a loss of 7. Second down and 17. Fleming in the backfield. Clock starts. Fleming back to pass, looking for his man over the middle. He's got him open. Touchdown, Savages. C.J. Whitfield, wide open. He uses the speed of Whitfield like the Indians do with Noisewater. And it is 27-26 with 10:33 left to play in this game. Stilwell still up. That's their first offensive touchdown they have scored since the first period. The extra point was blocked last time, and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion on this one. Snap is high, and he is not going to make it in. The Indians hold Chandler Fleming on the snap, and the quarterback keeper up the middle. The Indians still maintain the lead, 27-26 with 10:33 left in this fourth period, and a Savage is down. We'll take this time to take a break. No, I won't, because it's the camera's been messing up on me. I don't know what I've got, so I'm not going to risk turning it off. So everybody will be quiet while we wait for the Broken Bow player to be treated. And the Broken Bow Savage player is up, and he's making his way off the field under his own power. So that is great. 10:33 left in the fourth period in the game. Stilwell leads 27-26. Savages looking to kick off. It's what happened was the tee went flying down the field, and I thought that was the ball. I was going to say it's an onside kick. It went out of bounds.
Got a flag on the...
I really thought that, I thought, well, somebody needs to get on that thing, because nobody was around it, but it was the tee. So 27-20. Stilwell will take over, first down and 10 at the 30.
False start against the kicking team.
False start on Broken Bow.
Penalty.
And the ball is going to be at the 38-yard line. First down for the Indians. 10:33 left. Stevens in the shotgun. Can't quite see who is at tailback. That's Noe. He goes up the middle. He's got room enough to get to the 45.
Up the left side, brought down by host Savages, led by number 5.
So that's a 7-yard gain. Second down and 3. A nice long drive with a touchdown would really be a huge, huge momentum swayer in this game. Handoff to Noe again, but he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. No, he stretches out, and let's see if they give him where I think his knee touches down behind, and that's where they're pointing. His knee did touch down, but he stretched it out to where the original line of scrimmage was. So great try by Noe, but his knee was down. 9:37. The Indians are going to be using up a lot of clock. Stevens and shotgun. Hands off to 35. Philpott, he's got a first down for the Indians at the 50-yard line. A 6-yard gain by Philpott, the freshman. First down for the Indians. 9:17 left. This would be a huge win for the Indians if they could come up with it. Stevens into shotgun, hands it off to Noe. He's going nowhere. He gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 8:50 left in the
Going to be a loss of about a yard. Second 11 for the Indians.
In the game. Second down and 10. Ball at the 50. Indians snapping the ball. Briar Thurber right from the hair of the Indian head logo. Stevens back to pass. He's got a man. It's incomplete. Noise water. It was overthrown. So it's going to be third down and 10, and the clock stops with that incompletion.
Third and 10 for the Indians.
Not much of a wind here tonight. Just a slight breeze out of the west. And that's the way the Indians have their back to the west part of the stadium. They're moving to the east. Third down and 10 now. 8:20 left. To his left is Noe. Stevens takes a snap. Flags down. And it appears to be on the Indians. A motion penalty. They are marking the ball off. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, illegal motion on the Indians.
5-yard penalty against the Indians. Third and 15.
So third down and 15. But the Indians have done very well on these third down and long situations. 8:18 left in this game. Two wide receivers on each side. Noe in the backfield. He takes the block. Stevens fires it. Complete to Richards. And it appears they're going to give him the first down. It's right at the 40-yard line. It should be enough. No, it's not Richards. It's 88. And that's Christie. Dalton Christie, I believe, was the one who caught that pass. First down for the Indians. 8. It's going to be under 7 minutes into the 7-minute 50-second. Well, and now clock has stopped. Okay, out of bounds. Yeah, he went out of bounds. That's what they're saying anyway. Handoff is to Phillips. Phillips gets 1 yard to the 39. 7:59 left. Clock is ticking.
Will be brought down by two Savages.
Stevens at quarterback.
10 for the Indians.
Number 20, number 7, and number 88 come into the game for the Indians. Checking out is Richards. And I can't tell who the other player is. He's a little shaken up. Handoff is to Phillips. He's got some room, but then he's knocked down by one of their linebackers, and that's a defensive end, number 60. But he gets to the 2-yard gain, gets to the 37, 3rd down and 7. Under 7 minutes now to play in this ball game. Broken Bow, Savage territory, the Indians. Adam Phillips moves to the left of Stevens. The handoff is to Phillips. Phillips breaks to the outside. He gets to the close to the 30. That's going to be awfully close to the first down. Not going to get it, but it's going to be very close. And that's going to give them probably about a yard to go before the first down. So this is a huge play in this football game. 6 minutes, 23 seconds left. Stevens is in the backfield. He is going to be at center. Whistles blow, and a timeout is called by the Indians, I believe. Now there is no timeout, and Broken Bow is having to hurry back onto the field. If we could have been in position, we could have got the snap off and got a big gain. I'll let the crowd tell you if they get the first down. Well, you heard him, first down. Adam Phillips took the handoff and he rumbled for a big gain at the 22-yard line. Timeout, Broken Bow. 5:50 remaining in this football game. Broken Bow down to one timeout left. And let's go to a shot of the crowd. Well, the crowd's sitting in silent awe, so I'll go back to the scoreboard. One timeout remaining for the Savages. First down and 10 for the Indians. They can need a lot of time off this clock in the next four downs. Stevens in the shotgun. Thurber the center. Noe is to his left. It's a handoff to Noe. He breaks to the outside. Tried to get into the hole, but couldn't quite make it. It collapsed quickly, and it's going to be a gain of 0. That they're going to say it's a loss of 1.
Second 11 for the Indians.
Second down and 11. 5:31 left. 22 seconds on the play clock. Savages can't afford to call another timeout this early. Stevens back at quarterback, into shotgun. He fakes a handoff to Noe. I can't see. Oh, it's Philpott with the ball. And there is a flag down. It's in the area of holding.
Good for about 8. Gonna be a flag.
It was a really good gain, but it's coming back. Holding on the Indians. Second down.
Repeat, second down.
And we'll see where the ball is marked. They're going to mark it at the 31, it looks like. So 5:01. It's going to be further than the 31. It's going to be the 33. Referee starts up that clock. 24 seconds left on the play clock. 4:55. Stevens in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his left. Back to pass. He's got a man out. Oh, and it's incomplete to Noe. Couldn't quite hit him.
Pass to Aveneda is incomplete.
4:44 remaining on the clock.
It's to be about 20 for the Indians.
3rd down. And this could be the game. The next 2 plays could decide the game. 4:44 remaining in this game. Stevens at quarterback in the shotgun. Thurber goes back to talk to him. 2 receivers on each side. Snap is back. He's got a man deep. He's got nose water, and it's incomplete. He just overthrew him. That was close, but it's going to be 4th down.
Bring it up 4th down for the Indians.
So 4th down and 22. Ball on the 33. 4:38 remaining in this game. Jeremiah Noisewater coming in to punt for the Indians. Unfortunately, C.J. Whitfield is the man back, so need to keep it away from him. It's a good punt. It's going to go right to him at the 10-yard line. He gets a lot of room, and it was a clip, but they're not going to call it. Noisewater on the pursuit, and he doesn't get him. There was an obvious clip at the 44-yard line, but it's not going to be called. This one is a touchdown, and Broken Bow is ahead. And by gosh, that was a clip if I ever saw one. But Stilwell has plenty of time.
You had to see him hit him.
So that would have been a 90-yard punt return by Whitfield. And kick returns are all that the Savages are going by on this in this half. I couldn't see who it was that got clipped on there, but they got him in the back. It was flagrant. But no call. And it looks like the Savages are gonna go for 2. Chandler Fleming is going to be at quarterback. The snap is back. It's a fake handoff, and it's an incompletion. Incompletion. So 27 to 32. So a touchdown wins the game for the Indians, potentially. 4:16 remaining in this game. Broken Bow 32, Stilwell 27. Indian return unit, Richards and Holmes and Noisewater are deep. ZA with the kick, or AZ, I'm not sure. It's going to be taken by, and a touchdown at the 12. Fair catch by Richards. Ball looks like it's about at the
Richards
13.
for the Indians.
And that's what they say.
14-yard line, 13-yard line.
Indians are 87 yards away. Stevens in the backfield at quarterback. He's got two receivers on each side. He moves Noe over to his left, to his right, excuse me. Snap goes back, and it's going to be a pass, and it's going to go a pass deep, and it's going to be complete to Richards at the 48-yard line of the Indians. That is a big game. 35-yard pass from Stevens to Richards. Ball at the 49, so add 1 yard to what I just said. Ball at the 49. Richards made a great catch on that. He's had a great night receiving. Stevens has had a great night passing. Give us to Noe, and he's brought down. Clock remains 35. He remains going, 3:33. And Noe loses 2 yards. The ambulance has got its lights on. They're having to leave the area. So prayers to whoever they're going to go pick up. Thurber at center. Stevens gets the fumble, and it's recovered by Broken Bow. Fumbled by Stevens and recovered by Broken Bow at the 45 or 44, depending where they spot it. They're going to put it at the 45. So the Savages with the turnover get the turnover from the Indians. 3:02 left. And that is a huge play in this game. Defense has played well, given up 3 big special teams returns. Ball at the 45 of the Indians. Fleming back at quarterback. Hand off to number 18, and he is brought down by number 75, Carson Bullock. He gets no gain. Indians may start using their timeouts. They've got 3, 2:45 left in this game. Second down and 10. Fleming calling for a man to come in motion, but he didn't do it, and there's a penalty, and they're going to say that Stilwell jumped off sides into the neutral zone, but he got back in time. No, they're going to call it on Broken Bow. They're going to say Broken Bow was in motion, and that's what drew the player off. So that's a big play. Pushes him back to the 50. Second down and 15, 2:33, 32-27. And this is the most exciting Stilwell Broken Bow game there has been here since 1990. Ball at the 50, and now the referees are going to talk about something. Second down. Nothing important. Clock. Well, now the referee signaled for the clock to start, and then they stopped the play. So the referee on the other side, one of the referees on the other side, wants to talk to the umpire, or umpire to the referee. I really don't know which is which. And I think they're going to put some more time on the clock. No, Broken Bow has used a timeout, but it says Stilwell has as well. So Stilwell has 2 timeouts. Broken Bow has none left. 2:32 left in this game. The Indians need a turnover. We need a miracle at Bradley Field a la 1982 versus Poto. The Indians have outplayed the Savages in this ball game. Just some kick returns by Whitfield have given the Savages the lead at this point, 27-32. Referee is trying to figure out what in the world they're doing. And now they say start the clock. Ball is at the 50. 2:27 left. Handoff is to Whitfield, and he's not going to get anything. He's tackled by, it looks like Bullock with his size, and it is. He's tackled at the 48-yard line of the Indians. And number 3, Garrett Catron, 3rd down and 15. Timeout Stilwell. Now that, according to the scoreboard, they've only got 1 left, but it said they had 3 before. So we'll see where they are now with the coaches are saying that there needs to be 1 more timeout put on the clock. I believe the Indians have 2 left. We shall see. 2:16 left. This is a huge moment in this football game. The Indians have beaten Broken Bow twice in their history, both here at Bradley Park. Ball is at the 48-yard line of the Indians. Chandler Fleming back at quarterback. Neal is going to be to his left. 2 receivers on each side. He gets the snap. He's going to go back to pass. They're trying to find Whitfield again. He's overthrown him. No, he didn't. It was caught. And it's a 1st down for the Savages. And that will probably do it.
Good for a Savage 1st down.
A leaping catch, and he comes down with possession. Good throw and a good catch. Fleming and Neal in the backfield. Fleming, of course, at quarterback. Thought Fleming was going to go under center, but they're going to stay in the shotgun. Need a turnover here. It's a handoff to Neal, and he's going to get close to the goal line, and they're saying he's in. Oh, the ball is at the 7. I didn't mention that. They're saying touchdown for the Savages. So that drives the stake in for the Savages. 38-27. Number 80 coming in for the extra point. No, Chandler Fleming is back there, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. So there's a penalty flag down now. Another flag comes in. I don't know if Broken Bow understands that their OSSA isn't using the point system on district points, so going for 2 really didn't make any difference as far as the margin of victory. They're just going by wins and losses this year. And Broken Bow will go to 1 win in district play, and Stilwell will go to 1 loss. Stilwell will host the Fort Gibson Tigers next week on homecoming night. Fort Gibson was a winner tonight. And Fort Gibson will come in 4-0. And Stilwell will come in 1-3, but they have played very well in this game and very well against Rogers and Prairie Grove. The referee says unsportsmanlike conduct on Stilwell and nobody else. So just on Stilwell. So they can call the unsportsmanlike conduct, but they can't call the obvious blatant clip that everybody on this side of the stadium saw, and probably on that side of the stadium too, that would have given the Indians a win in this game. This is a game the Indians should have won, but they got a bad call, or a bad no call. Broken Bow will tee it up from the 45. 1:33 left in this game. This was a lot bigger effort than Broken Bow thought that they would need tonight. And probably the most points scored against them in quite a while, because Glennis Ring always has a great defensive squad. Ball is taken at around the 15 by
Holloway's gonna catch
number 17. Wind Dancer Holmes. And we'll see where the ball is spotted. With the Indian speed and the way they've thrown the ball tonight, this one isn't over yet, actually. You never know. Stevens back at quarterback. He rolls out. He's going to throw. He's got a man over the middle. It's Noisewater, and it's Richards, and the pass is broken up. And that was a good defensive play by, what's his name, Whitfield. He was right there, and they want interference called, but it wasn't. It was very, very good defensive play by Whitfield. Whitfield, I guess, would be the player of the game, because he's dominated the game for the Savages. If it wasn't for him out there, Stilwell would have won this one easily. Stevens, 2nd down and 10. Back to pass. He's got number 3. Oh, that's Catron, and Catron gets out of bounds, and he's hit out of bounds, but they're not. They got that flag right there. Garrett turned and looked at the referee to see, is there a call there? And the referee was saying no, but then he threw the flag. The completion was good to the 30, and the ball is now going to be at the 45 after a 15-yard late hit. 1:18 left.
Personal foul against the Savages. Maybe a 15-yard penalty. Ball looks to be on the 45-yard line. First and 10.
Not over yet. Whitfield is way back playing the safety. With his speed, he can catch most people. Stevens back to pass. He's got to scramble. He's got to hurry. He throws it, and he's hit as he throws it, so it's incomplete. And the Indian fans are cheering. It's a roughing the passer called on the Savages. So they're calling penalties now, but it's actually maybe a little too late. If they would have called the one they should have, he said disgruntlingly. Ball is at the Broken Bow 40-yard line. 40-yard line. Referee wants to do something here. He's pointing at the back judge. And not sure what that was all about. Stevens back to pass, being rushed. He's being sacked, and he's going to be sacked at about the 45. Indians going to have to call their last timeout, I would imagine. 1 minute left. Ball is marked at the 46-yard line of the Savages. So a very exciting game tonight. Looks like it won't go the Indians' way on the scoreboard, but they outplayed this Broken Bow team. They were behind 14-0 early and led 27-20. Led 20-14, and now 27-38. But they've had at least, I can't remember if one kickoff was a touchdown, or if there was 2 punts and a kickoff, or a punt and a kickoff. Stevens going to be sacked at the 45-yard line of the Savages. That won't quite do it. There'll have to be one more play. 42 seconds left. Ball is at the 45-yard line of Stilwell. Gets his players set. Fires it over the head of Richards. So 4th down and 25 at the 45.
Bring up 4th for the Indians.
Fourth down and 25. Need some Sooner magic here. Stevens back, takes a snap. He fires it, and it's complete to the 50, but that's all. Number 10 makes a tackle for the Indians. Richards was the receiver, if I didn't say that. I'm not sure if I did or not. Ball was to the 50. 7 seconds left in this game, and the Indians are going to fall.
Your score is Stilwell Indians 27. Broken Bow Savages 38.
38-27. 7 seconds left in the game.
Well, mine looks like they're going to let him run one more play.
Ball at the 50. And ironically, it was at the 50 where the clipping occurred on that punt return that gave the Savages the lead and the momentum. Chandler back to receive the snap in a bizarre formation for a victory. And Broken Bow wins it 38-27.
Directly behind you, the north gate.
From James Bradley Memorial Athletic Park in Stilwell, Oklahoma, this is Greg Stilwell saying thanks for your time this time. Until next time, so long.